Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube, Spirit to Spirit Teaches of Going Within Self, on TikTok, 1974 Enlightened Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I always recommend, suggest, and really encourage you to read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self, to get a better understanding of what it is that I do bring forward on my channel. As a lot of you are aware, like I said many times, I use a lot of my own life experiences. And today I'm talking about my experience as an empath. Okay. Now, there's many people that know what an empath is, and there are many people who don't. I'm a Hyokia empath. And a Hyokia empath is can be very intense, and a lot of people may not like me because I do come off as an asshole or a bitch. It's almost like your it's almost like a karma, right? But when it comes forward with me, it can be intense, okay? Because I say the onset. I say what people are feeling or experiencing, and they will say it. Some people might say, "Oh, well, that's just tattling. Like you're telling people stuff that's not the business." Okay. For one, I don't use names like I may say my father or something like that, but most of the people who watch my channel don't know me. Okay, and the ones that do know me, well, they already know my life. Okay, because like some I went to school with, or I've known them my whole life, or you know, people has seen things, witnessed, or what have you. So it's not like what I bring forward is not something that others don't already know. Okay, so if the people that I'm speaking about take offense to it, well, you're really in most circumstances, you're the only one who knows that I'm speaking about you. But see, it's that part of like many people, like there was a young fellow on TikTok yesterday who was saying with regards to empaths, okay, and how most empaths, it's like, the only ones they connect with are the ones that they can understand or relate to. Well, that's not true at all. Because at Hyokia, we connect with animals, plant life, like people. We connect on the spirit. Okay, I even connect with straight because it's like you hear their inner thoughts, their worries, their fears. And when I talk to people, it's not to make you feel bad. It's because I am here to help you pull that out. Okay, because it's what causes limitations. Yes, we go through life and we have our experiences. Okay, our experiences are what makes us who we are. Okay, our experiences help us to grow, and I can feel that in my channel already. There's a lot of hard hearts, a lot of people who know that they have stuff within them, but they're afraid of what others are going to think or say. They're afraid of the outcome if it gets found out. Okay, that's like, okay, I feel a lot of the feelings that, with regards to your government, a lot of what they're hiding. Like there's one woman, I watched a video, and one woman was saying about how Donald Trump is shitting himself, why he's shitting himself. Okay. People believe he's shitting himself because of truth or what have you about him or what have you coming out. He's of the mentality that, he cares what's going to come out. He's hiding it. But the main reason why he is actually shitting his pants is because when he was little, he too was sexually abused. See, I connect with his mother. Okay, his mother couldn't like his mother was in ways was just as bad as the father, but the mother had a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so I'm using him as an example with regards to it. Okay, and I know a lot of people despise him, and I totally understand why. Okay, I see a macho facade, and if you look at people, okay, people who are carrying burdens, they tend to act bullyish. They tend to tell people what, like, more of a demand, and they'll use whatever force necessary. They will belittle you. Okay. Now, I was watching Charmed yesterday or the other day. Okay. And on there, I was on the episode of Witch Wars, and they were talking about upper level demons. Okay, they had this they had this show, and they were watching the three sisters, the Charmed ones, and they were sending in demons because it was a game. It was like a game show for the demons. Okay, so they were betting, and at one point, the two that were co-hosting the the game show on here, they were saying about upper level demons, and then they said about Donald Trump being an upper level human. Okay, Donald Trump says about we're in a witch hunt. Do you think he really said that by coincidence? He's a warlock. He's like Solomon. Okay, womanizer. Okay, so when you are an empath, you feel stuff. So that truth about that person comes out without even going and reading about it, because you see beyond that mask. You see beyond the facade of the person that you're approaching. You walk in anywhere and you actually feel the room. Okay. Somebody keeps coming in and you keep trying to shut me down. Okay. I can feel that. And you're one of the ones that watch me a lot. Okay. I heard somebody say, I hardly ever watch you. Well, maybe I'm not talking to you. So I guess thank you for giving yourself away. So this is what I away. Oh, that candle smells good. It's first signs where I'm smelling my incense. So a lot of people, especially my family, they don't report me around, okay, because they think I'm judging. They think I know everything and what have you. I do know what I know, But I do know that people will, like, if you say something what they're feeling, or you say something that you hear their thoughts. Well, I didn't say that. No, you didn't say it, but you thought it. On the series Once Upon a Time with Phoebe, Phoebe was the psychic, okay? And she come into empath powers. So she was experiencing everyone. She was hearing everyone, and she was sympathetic with them, and even with her own family. And it was hard because people would say, "Well, you like I had like it's like having no privacy." People say, "Stop doing that." It's not about the impact stopping to stop doing it. It's about the part of why don't you address what it is that the impact is bringing forward. Holy shit! Okay, you see some people on here, and it's FWD or something like that, some kind of neurological disorder. They say that, okay, and they move a lot. Like, well, when I first had my car accident in 2006, my body started going like that. Okay, and I mean, maybe my family don't even remember, because a lot of people said, a lot of people in my life, they say, "Well, I don't remember saying that, or I don't remember you doing that or seeing that." Well, you know, sometimes it's out of convenience. Okay, but after I had my accident, I was fucking stuttering to the point where I just wanted to shut my mouth because I was feeling it for myself. Like, people thought, "Oh, we be like, what are you talking? Nobody's understanding you." It's like you were fucking ignorant doing that, okay? Because how do you think I was feeling going through it? But it was the part where, like, it was so hard for me because I was stuttering so much that I just tried to push my words out. I was walking around, and I couldn't walk. I was wobbly. There was like a lot. Whenever I went down the stairs, I had to hold on to the railing, or I had to sit on my ass to go downstairs because I couldn't walk. I ended up having to get a walker, but the doctor said there was nothing wrong with me. I'll get to that because that was the part of coming into my empathy, because I have empathy for others, and it's like others have no empathy for me. So I'm going to show you what empathy actually feels like and looks like. Spirit, spirit is really, it's like, you know, the empaths are coming through. Okay. You know, I have experiences where it's like I feel the crazy, where I feel like there's so much coming in at once, where I don't feel insane anymore because I know what I'm experiencing, but I can actually, like, when I get, like, when everything comes in and I get to that boiling point, I don't throw anything, but I can feel it. I can feel the rage that builds up within the collective. And I can feel it's like people, like, it's like my hand will draw back and I just want to freaking smash my hand through a wall, or I just want to take everything in my house and just destroy it. I can see it happening and I can feel it in my body. It's like utter rage and chaos. But see, that's the part where, the empath has to be the one in control. But it's not our energy. It's not our feelings. It's the overwhelming sensation of the collective as a whole. It's the oneness. And empaths feel that on an intense level, especially a Hyokia. They feel environmental things. Okay? And they can feel when, somebody is trying to throw voodoo bad mojo at them. And the way you're feeling that is you feel an attack on your heart, or you feel like something's trying to get in your head. Okay? When I hear, like, it's not, it's voices I hear, but it's not in my head. Okay? It's in my consciousness. It's in my heart. See, it's like if you watch Charmed, and there's an upper level demon on there called Barbas. Okay? And in there, Barbas is always trying to get in people's heads to instill fear and paranoia. Okay? And in many ways, that can be considered as second guessing yourself, overthinking. But it's also parts of like an inner feeling of a collective who is actually doubting yourself. I've watched like sometimes these videos come up where this woman is married to a man and she has this fear of speech disability, where it was like it's like a retardation part, but I think she may have had a brain injury. So I can relate to that because hers is more dull. Like the speech impediment is more than what mine was. Because when I went through my accident and that trauma, I felt like I had gone mentally retarded because it was a traumatic brain injury. And this woman is experiencing ignorant people asking her, well, why are you with her? And to people like that, you're really fucking rude, and somebody really needs to give you a good consciousness slap upside your fucking head. You want to fight it out? Yeah. You think I'm right? This is a spirit to spirit. And those spirits know exactly who I'm talking to. Because I went through, I was made fun of. I was like, they laughed, but they said, well, it's not that we think it's funny, it just looks funny. But it's not funny to the person going through it. So where's your empathy? This is what we're learning. This is why there's utter chaos. It's because it's knocking you loose to say, where is your fucking empathy? People who agree with ICE. Where's your fucking heart? You think it's okay for somebody to shoot somebody in the face 3 times because they're actually trying to move away from the person and the person is actually trying to step in front of the vehicle to make it look one way or another, and then you point your gun in and you shoot the person 3 times in the face and then claim yourself to be the fucking victim? And people actually agree with what happened. What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously. If that was your family member, what would you be doing? Oh, you'd probably agree. Well, they shouldn't have been trying to evade. Are you fucking mentally ill? Because that is mental illness. If you think it's okay for that to happen. There's people on here like they're putting with regards to autism. Okay. This woman, she put up a picture with Donald Trump, but she was referring to this camp that a social worker went to this woman and, like, offered services for their child to go to a camp, which is actually a program, and if you look it up, you will actually find out. And they said, well, when you hear the word camp, people don't seriously. Seriously, and you send your fucking child to camp, like the word camp, right? You'll send them to camp for fun, but you won't send them somewhere where they can actually get help, because even some of them said, oh well, they said that it's the cure. See, what people don't understand is, yes, you can actually cure autism, because it's an autosensitive. Okay, it's the frequencies. It's finding out different things. It's like what I do. Okay, when I talk with people, I went to the hospital one day, and there was this woman, and I believe it was her grandchild. They were coming out of the hospital, and the way he was acting, and then she got him to come. I'm not here to debate with you. I'm going by experiences. So she was coming out of the hot, and the kid was throwing himself on the ground and thrashing himself and screaming. Okay, he just come out of the hospital. Do you know how many fucking frequencies are in there? On top of that, all the spirits, the chatter that he would have been hearing in there, because they actually hear on the spirit plane constantly. A lot of the time, that's why they can't get a thought together in order to speak. But it's an autoimmune. But people don't want to look into different things because they're too busy listening to a narrative, because one group of people says it's this way, but they don't see the other side of it. And you can think one way or another, but why don't you hear other people out? So when she got me, she started walking with him, and I turned and I stopped, and I started talking to the little boy about his shirt, and it actually stopped him a little bit. And then he started experiencing something. So I asked, like, the grandmother, like, is it okay if I approach him? And she said, sure. So I was talking with him, and then I started, like, he was getting like agitated from the surrounding sounds. And so what I ended up doing was I started singing in the language of spirit. And when I started singing in the language of spirit, the child started relaxing more. And then as they were leaving, he had completely stopped. Because the woman said, oh my gosh, he's singing to you. So it's all in the way that it's retraining the brain. It's retraining all the senses within you, that they are severe empaths. They experience everything on a massive scale. And they come into this world like oversensitive. People call it oversensitive. Your body is experiencing it on a massive scale. Okay? That's like an ADHD person or ADD person. That's why I say you can change it. But people use it, a lot of people will use it as an excuse or as a crutch, and then others will enable them instead of learning to help people, learning the aspect of spirit, learning the parts of frequency and vibration. I just realized last night that when I'm sleeping in my bed and the head of my bed is up against the wall, I feel like I'm upside down. But I now realize that it wasn't that so much that I only felt like I was upside down. It was the frequency coming through the wall because that's where all the vibration and fucking electricity is coming from. So when I move up to the foot of the bed, where there's no wall against my head, I don't get that. I feel like I'm at the right end of the bed. So empathy, your body is hearing and it's aware of everything. It's aware of self, it's aware of spirit, and it's aware of all of its surroundings. So they know if something's different, they know if something changes in the room. Oh, you don't like me? Too bad. Empathy hurts. But it's not part of like you'll say about how an empath is. Oh, you're too sensitive. You're oversensitive. Those people wouldn't be oversensitive if you would work through your own shit that's causing them to be so sensitive. It's like, when are you gonna work through your own shit instead of expecting somebody else to work through it for you? It's like, you say about Christ, Jesus died on the cross. Why should anybody be dying on a cross for anybody? How about you bear your own cross, carry your own cross, work through your own cross? You put your bad energy onto somebody else. It's like they say, like my ex-husband, he said, like, I'm always getting on everybody. Like, it's like I'm getting on everybody. Yes, because you won't deal with your fucking shadows. You won't face your own shit. You expect others to face it for you. And people won't like me saying this because, God forbid you deal with your own shit. Why do you think psychiatrists, like even psychiatrists, some psychiatrists, when we're doing it, they will take their own life because your energy, your shit is going on to them. It's like every time you say, Jesus died for my sins. If Jesus died for your sins, then why are you still doing it? Why don't you go through shadow deaths for your own sins? And then when you start going through that shadow work, your own empathy, instead of burying it, oh, no, oh, you wear it, I'm going to put it on you, here, we're going to give it back to you because we're going to teach you through our mirroring to you. But you hate us for that. Why do you hate us? Why do you not want to be around us? It's your energy, only you won't admit to it. Because it means that you have to look at your own shit, your own shadows, which that's the scariest fucking part. Because then you have to see yourself. And I'm not talking about seeing yourself in the mirror, your flesh. I'm talking about your inner. All of what you've carried throughout lifetime to lifetime to lifetime through your DNA. So it's your ancestors, it's your people don't believe in reincarnation. Well, every time you go through something and you go through something and you let it go, that is the rebirth. You're rebirthing yourself. You're bearing your own cross and you're facing your own sins, which are the systems integrated into society. But people don't want to believe that because they're too busy going by what this book says in here about your sins. That's to keep you in a low vibration. Your sins are your government, your systems, your government, your medical, your educational, your spiritual, your monetary, like the seven sins, the lust. That's the pedophilia. Oh, God, that's the lust. Like having sex with each other as adults. Like you say that's the sin. What did they say? Even bearing a child, but they say like I had people get irritated with me because I was on a thing and I told them that I'm pro-life. Oh, I like you now, but when I said, well, I'm pro-life and I'm pro-choice, well, like holy fuck. Why can't people be pro-life and pro-choice? Because those, like this guy, like this group of people that were all for ICE and Trump that said that they were pro-life, they're condoning the killing of others. And that's fucking pro-life, you think? You're not fucking pro-life. You just want to say you are. Because if you condone the killing of anyone, then you are not fucking pro-life. Because pro-life is everybody. But you go follow a dipshit in a mega fucking church that fucking instills hate into others and are hypocrites because we're pro-life, but yet they're out fucking killing each other. Well, not each other, but the ones that fit in with them that don't abide by how they get it. And it doesn't matter what freaking religion you're going by, it works out a lot of the same until you realize what pro-life actually is. Because you can't just say you're pro-life because somebody wants to go have an abortion. That's your fucking business. The two people the one that got pregnant and the one that got the person pregnant, that's between them. And I know sometimes it doesn't happen that way. But that's between those two people. It's not your fucking business. That's pro-choice. It's their body. It's not yours. It's the same as you rape a person. And am I going to say rape? Yeah, everybody else saying, oh, well, you got to say rape. Only, like, seriously? And you say, like, about censoring? Might offend the one that uses too much iodine. You call him the orange man. He must use too much iodine and puts it in with his baby oil. Got to stroke it, right? This is what the hell? Like shit. Seriously. Like, oh my gosh. It's like, holy snapping arseholes. But that's the thing that people don't want to look at. Right now, I'm experiencing what you're witnessing from me. That's the empathy. It's the anger. It's the hate. It's the frustration. It's like the feeling of, I want to beat the shit out of you. It's like, hey, bring it. Just keep your fucking hands to yourself and bring it energetically. You go take a pill. The channel's not for everyone. I'll make you laugh. I'll make you cry. I'll piss you off. That's the problem. Too many people are taking a pill for it instead of fucking doing what needs to be done in order to move past it and through it. The pill numbs it. And with regards to this autistic program that they're talking about, yeah, okay, it's a volunteer. But my question is, if the parents are not volunteering to put their children in this program, then my question is, do you have Munchausen or Hausen disease? Or are you a victim narcissist? Or are you afraid that something will come out about you? I don't care if you don't like me. I'm just stating the obvious because I know people that they won't send their children to a therapist. Even though the child needs the therapy, they won't send their child to the therapist for fear that something may come out about them. Maybe you should be going and getting therapy yourself. Oh, that's damn felt like that to you. So to the ones that want to tell me to take a pill, how about you stop taking it and do the actual work that it takes so that you don't have to take it? Oh, right. Many people want to just numb it because there's no work in taking the pill and popping it in your mouth and taking a glass of water to swallow it. Healing is the hardest pill to take. Right alongside the truth, because you have to take the truth pill in order to get the healing. But oh, right. People who are like, oh, dear, I'm so sorry that you're going through that. I didn't have people doing that to me. I had people, you're too much. Oh, you always got fucking, you always got problems. Yeah, and my biggest problem is usually you. People say, oh, well, that's the blame game. No, that's just putting their energy back on them to say, hey, here, deal with your shit, stop putting it on me and trying to make me feel bad because that's how you feel. And you can't find any empathy within you, but you expect people to have empathy. You don't have empathy for others, but you expect others to have empathy for you. How the fuck does that work again? Come on, pump it. Pump up the jam, pump it up a little harder. Pump up the jam, pump it now. Seriously, that's fucking hard on the head when I go through that. But, hey, it's like, go with it. I'm facing my shadows and I'm facing the fucking beast. And I'm befriending it. Because it's that beast within me. It's that part of me. Because you are the child of the beast. And you are the child of what you perceive to be the goddess. It's the mother and father. But oh, right, you don't get that because in your biblical text, there's no mother. Except for Mother Mary. because she gave birth to God. She was God. Don't like that too goddamn fucking bad from you. Did I say goddamn? Oh, you used the Lord's name in vain! No, I didn't. God is a category, it's not a name. Oh, man's gonna shit himself now! That's weird. Just saying. Do I come off as an asshole and a raging lunatic? Do you think I don't see how I look? You're waiting for Christ, but you don't see where Christ is because you can't see it for all the fog. Christ is within each one of you. That's the Christ consciousness. That's the consciousness. The true Christian, and I know people get offended, but the true Christian is actually Christ consciousness. But things in the biblical text have been manipulated in many ways. But see, the biggest thing is you have one piece of a universal story. Yes, son of a make you laugh, I'll make you cry. Like I said, I'll piss you off. You like me, leave me, love me, love me. Like I said, you'll even want to punch my head in or something like that. But I say, hey, keep your fucking hands to yourself and bring it energetically. And just remember, what you send at me, it's actually your energy. So in the end, you will be the one to wear it. I went through hell, as many others did. Some people haven't, some people don't survive it. But it's the reason why you don't survive it is because you're trying to fight it instead of sitting and talking with it. Some people say there's no reasoning with darkness. So you can't reason with yourself. But you'll say, oh, I'm not dark. But you do have shadows, right? You have inner fears and secrets. The biggest fear is facing the shadow, facing the demon, facing that beast. Oh, better go 666. Well, 666 is actually a positive angel number. You know, one part of the God works in numbers as the matrix. And okay, the spirit, because I don't I don't see it as God because we are all. With the spirit, it experiences both sides, right? You think that demons like are just demons and right? Where does a demon come from? A demon comes from a negative experience. I went through this. Okay. I had to start off here in the root chakra with my demons, my deep memories that I just kept pushing down because it was too hard to overcome them, but I kept repeating the same thing over and over and over again. That's that's the loop. That's we're on a wheel, right? So the hamster on the wheel is here. It's the circulation. Then you got to come up into your sacral, looking at you as a child, looking in the womb, the sexual aspect of it. That's why you have this part with regards to like going through transgender, and for some people, they go through it as a phase. I don't say they don't because they do, because some of them will go get the actual uh, transformation stuff done or what have you, and then they'll come back to the way they originally were. So you come like much like the deacons, the keepers. Okay, the mother is the keeper of the child to keep the child safe, warm, and abundant. The bowls where everything sits, it sits in here, and you're moving through it. This is where you come up here because you need all this here comes up here. You need it here, and it stirs and it burns and it feels like fucking fire. People say that like certain worms or certain parasites looks like demons in your body. Well, your body can create a parasite on its own. It's a manifestation. It's stuff that never went through. It just sits there and festers and builds and becomes stronger and stronger. And that's why you get sick and bleh. It's like food poisoning, fecal matter. The fecal matter goes into your belly or salmonella. It all sits much in the stomach, the solar plex. And that's where you sort through it all. So you got to meet the lower aspect of yourself with the upper aspect of yourself being your heart, lower and upper heart, your throat chakra, your third eye, and then your crown of releasing. Okay, so you got your bowls, and then you got your angels, which is your guides, your heart, your ancestors. They sit within your heart, right? So you talk with them. They're guiding you in order to get to help you get up to your trumpet, which your trumpet is that part of sort of Aaron. Okay, up here, The seven, okay, Revelation chapter 5, they're talking about the seven seals. Well, the seven seals represent seven spirits, seven demons, seven angels, seven bowls, seven trumpets, seven demons, and seven seals, which the seals release through the third eye and go up to the crown chakra where it blasts into the spirit world. No, actually, I don't have it upside down. Because here, I will say something with regards to the Muslim community. Okay, when they pray, okay, and people like put their head down to the ground. Okay, what you're doing is you're connecting both the spirit and the ground, which is the demons. You're connecting heaven and earth. So the spirits need to work to get along with the demons. And yes, there are demons that are spirits because it manifests from your demons. And it reverses into the death. So it turns into spirit. Because you've released it. And when you start releasing that stuff, then you become lighter. You open yourself up to better things because you are no longer in that repetitive behavior or circumstance or situation because you see it once it starts. That's the part of coming into your empath. The way to connecting to spirit and to embrace your psychic, your telepathic, like all of your God-given gifts. Because you're all given them. People just come into them sooner than others. But see, the thing is, when you sit back and you look at the different parts of each perceived religion, you start to see the bigger picture and the truth, but you have to be willing to be open to hearing different aspects of it. Because, you say about the Quran, people say, oh, well, Muhammad wasn't real, Allah wasn't real. Well, if Allah wasn't real, then why did I fucking channel Allah one night? There's different forms of, there's different perceived versions of God from different universes. Each of us create a different universe within us. How we perceive things, how we look at things, what we believe, what we eat, what we observe, how we think. It's all part of it. But it's been like your biblical text, your ancient text. It's the blow up of it all at once, and it's all fucking here, there, and everywhere. So you're in multi universes at the same time. But many people won't believe that or have trouble comprehending that because you don't want to look outside of your limited beliefs because it can actually bring some truth or it can be really fucking scary because then it shows that, you look at their experiences of hear their experiences of what they went through. Okay. Now I'm going to use with regards to truth and reconciliation with regards to the indigenous. Okay. I did the research on that. The reserves they didn't start bringing and establishing the reserves until 1876. And the European settlers arrived here in 1752, which would have made that more than 100 years later. And it was actually the British that put you on reserves. That's much like the Roman Empire. That's the part of the repeating history. And I said on another video, like our ancestors come through us, our guides, what have you, the ones that already lived this. They come through us and they show us because they're trying to show us the bigger picture. Because after you pass, that's when you see it. When you start releasing those inner feelings, memories, what have you, then you start seeing from their perspective. And they don't want to repeat the same thing. So when you say about like people who mock it, well, the spirits, your family members, your ancestors, your angels, guides, what have you, they're all beside you simultaneously. You think of it this way: a spirit can be in one place and then in another place with less than a foot. They can manifest anywhere, right? Sometimes they don't show you them, but they show you through empathy. They show you through different things that you see throughout the day. When you see something that reminds you of them, that's them showing you that they're beside you. And they're trying to, there's something that they want you to look at or remember. Because you're not only experiencing your own memories, but you're experiencing theirs too. It's like when you have a bond with someone, no matter what type of bond, it can be positive or negative bond. Until that, whatever's going on, is sorted out within you, then the pain is going to sit there. And the joy is going to be. It's like seeing your own life flash before your eyes. But you do it in a way where you're sitting with yourself in a space of oneness. It's bringing yourself back instead of wanting to be everywhere else, but in the moment that you're in. I know someone who lost someone, and both of their parents, seeing their name written in the steam on the bathroom window when they got out of the shower, and they thought each other did it. But if somebody were to do that, that would be one awful cool plan, wouldn't it be? One even got a phone call from their mother, and it had been disconnected. Those are the signs. They're trying to show you something. It's like the messenger, the Messiah. The Messiah is the messenger bringing a message to the world. But many didn't understand it. And I can totally understand where they wouldn't because, holy shit, man, it's really fucking hard to comprehend sometimes. And I'll tell you right now, the perceived father is the one that's having the hardest time. Some people, when I said Father, you got irritated with that. Some will get irritated because they think I'm talking about my own father, my earth father, and some will like get irritated because how dare you say that about the father? I dare because I know the father. Kita terima terkreasi mo siya. Nalatutburi krisi mo yan. Di ko tutuburi. Kasi ano mo siya. Elemento ko mo krisi tutuburi. I didn't learn this stuff anywhere. I don't talk to anybody except for spirit. And sometimes I'll go look into what spirit wants me to look into. Spirit brings to me what spirit wants to address to all of you by using me as that channel. Because I don't give a shit about what the fucking raging say. It's like, story you feel offended for me, but that's on you. This is what comes with a hyokia empath, and empaths, like, you come into it, but you can work your way into being a hyokia empath where you're not always like, oh no, you set boundaries. When I said the word boundaries, I felt that like lock up. Why would you lock it up? Everything is not about love and light. Because light is not always love. Depends on how you're looking at it. Because the light, they were originally a light, and they turned dark into darkness because of the experiences they endured for revealing to the collective who they were. People are seeing others on here, and they're pulling these masks off. Well, some of them are real and some aren't. And people say, "Oh, well, that's not true." Are you sure about that? Or are you just saying that and never took the time to actually sit with it? I guess people just didn't listen to the stuff that I was telling them with regards to my experiences. And most of them are on the multiverse and the spirit. So as far as like somebody mocking me because I said that I believe in God or spirit, why don't you do a little bit of inner work for yourself? Hey, Do I think I'm better than everybody else? Fuck no. I probably got like the well, I still have low self-esteem about myself. But see, those are my scars. Those are my shadows that I need to overcome because it's others and myself. We reflect things on each other. And that's why my ex-husband said about getting on everybody. It's like that black matter that just clings, like you see, like with regards to Spider-Man, with Venom or whatever the fuck it was, when they had that black goo come on them. Well, that's what it much signifies. It's like that black cloud. Some don't want to wear that black cloud themselves, so they try to instill it onto others because they think that it frees them. But that that black shadow is always going to come back on you because it will repeat itself until you see it and actually deal with it instead of running from it so you can work through it and overcome it and be friends. hanno costruito ai vari siti parecchio di studio. Mira, tu paressa con le emozioni di questa. Some people have to get into a meditative state in order to chant. And there are others just automatically are constantly meditating, even though you can't tell they're doing it. Because you don't meditate, like you meditate inside yourself. And you meditate in those spaces where you need it. That's becoming the master of meditation. When you don't have to be sitting still in order to do it. You've mastered it while functioning. That's the impact. That's the connection. That's the oneness. But you know, until you become aware yourself, you know, spirit may force you to become aware of spirit, and that's why many people wind up in that state where they say it's psychosis, schizophrenia, or sociopathic, or what have you. Or what do I know? I just experienced. But oh, right, those professionals read it. Read it. One of them said, with regards to the autistic program, where they'd yep, it was like the channel just switched because I felt that in my body. It was like one of the valves just closed off because it was afraid to bring forward. I always recommend people to do a video like this, where you have two screens, okay? Or you're looking at yourself, but sometimes it's easier to look at two screens because it's that version of you sitting with yourself talking to each other, but you're also the therapist facing the two. That way you're getting everything out. Like, do what I'm doing right now. As if you're talking to people with regards and making reference to your own experiences. But how would you help? What would you suggest, even if you feel you couldn't do it yourself? Then go back and watch it. Because then you're getting it from three different perspectives. Okay? You're getting it from yourself as the therapist, and you're getting it as yourself through the light and the shadow, the physical and spirit. Hey, what do you have to lose? Said you can go and pay a therapist that don't know you like you know yourself. And you're able to tell yourself whatever you want to bear your soul to yourself, bear your soul to your spirit, and vice versa, because they both carry it. Because it's the sight and it's the heart and it's the gut feeling. What you would perceive hell in earth, in earth is nice. But what you perceive as being hell or underworld, because hell can be hell is more of a state of mind than heaven and hell. But here is where you experience. Here is where you work through. Here is where you feel. And here is where you remember. The three levels. Dois, dois, yeah, because here and then here. One, two, two, three. Some people like okay. Take for instance if you did like a light bulb, okay? You took a red, not infrared. Infrared is more like a red, and you put it in, right? It's out for red. Ask yourself, what feeling are you getting? So just take and just look at it, or be in like a red room or something like that. Okay, have something red, like what my curtain is red. Okay, and sit with it because some people say that red makes them angry, and some people say that red is calming. If red is calming, it means that you've already gone through your root chakra and you've made friends. Then you go to your sacral, okay? That's yellow, right? Yes, your sacral is orange, your solar plexus will be orange. So focus on orange. What does that do? How does being around orange make you feel? Do you feel calm, relaxed, or do you feel anxious and uncertain? Then if you went to yellow, okay, and you sit with the color yellow, like I have yellow and I have red, and my thing here has orange on it, but it's being able to just sit in every color, no matter what color of the room, you're able to be comfortable. So in here, the power of like your identity, but sitting with fear, and yeah, I heard that is. It's where anxiety comes from. That's why you get anxious in here because it's a power struggle. Okay, it's the physical and the spirit is pounding on one another because it's trying to say which narrative, but that's also coming from the mind because it's what you see and what you hear through the senses, smell, taste, what have you. It's the experience. Okay, then you come to the other blue or to a teal almost like, we'll say a teal. Yeah, the heart. Sorry. It was on, sorry, it's green, green teal. And you have the heart, okay? You feel from the heart. The heart can administer, like bring forward hate, love, lust, how you feel, like how you perceive something, because it's being able to see it from different perspectives because emotion doesn't have one face, it has many. Okay, so then you come to the throat chakra, the blue. Look at blue. The verbalize creativity, verbalize your feelings, the perceived good and bad feelings. That's where you speak to set a boundary on things that don't serve you because it's somebody expecting too much. So you verbalize it. And if people get irritated with that, well, that's their cost to pay because maybe they were using you, and when they can no longer use you, they get irritated because then they have to learn how to fend for themselves. It's not about not helping others. It's, are you giving more of yourself? So you're giving all your energy, but it's not reciprocated. Reciprocation is where the balance is together. Yeah, it's especially. So okay, your intuition is when your gut, your heart, and your mind are functioning. That's bringing more together the balance so you're able to see things more clearly. That's the awakening. That's when you start seeing things that, okay, I'm seeing this, but if it's something that I'm trying to be told, because there are people that will see things that other people can't. I know an older man who, when he worked, he said that there was, he's seen a cat in the shop, but nobody else had seen it. So the doctors said that, you know, he was seeing things. He felt he was seeing things. He was actually seeing things on his vibrational plane. Okay. So that was the voice is like the sort of air. So as you come up through the heart, you look through things in the heart and the gut and work together. Then you come up to the throat. And when you come up to the throat, that's when the two have that conversation with the universe itself. So you speak it through the sword of Aaron, right? Your Ark of the Covenant, which is not a golden fucking symbol or what have you, and just different things in it. What it is it represents the human, both sides, the, like the mother and the father, and the Holy Spirit. Mother, Father, Holy Spirit. Well, the Mother, Father, and Holy Spirit is the entirety of your body. And that's when you come into the spirit at the crown chakra, which is purple. Look at purple. What does purple do? Even sit in a room with purple lights. My place, I have pink bulbs because they're grow bulbs and they help my plants, but I find them very calming because it's like a pink purple. My walls are yellow. I have that up sometimes. Like it's just colorful, and I want more color because that's being able to sit with the rainbow. And when you can sit with the rainbow, you can sit with yourself. Because you look at a rainbow, okay? You look at the rainbow we see out there, okay? And everything's and the TV tells the truth. So when you were looking at the rainbow, okay, isn't it? They have the red at the top. Okay. I was watching Charmed, and when they had the leprechaun there, it was showing the rainbow. Every time it showed the rainbow, it had the purple at the top. Let's go! Let's go! We're going skiing now! See? It helps. Crap, almost lost my hair. Today, like it happens quite a bit when I stretch and you open all of your spine. It's like you open it when you stretch. You're actually stretching the chakras. You're releasing all the tension, and what ends up happening. That's why people get a head rush when you stretch. When you stretch, it's like you get a head rush, but wait until you actually stretch and go past that little bit of a head rush and actually get a rush of energy that just goes through your entire body and out through your fucking brain. And it's just like, you're like this, oh, oh, because you're like, it's so much and you're dizzy and everything. I went backwards today. But it's like, when that happens, it hurts, but it feels so damn good at the same time. And when I say that is because it's like it's moving so fast, your body gets vibrating so goddamn fucking fast that it's like, Jesus, man, I'm a human fucking vibrator. And that's what you feel like until that vibration subsides. It's like, shit, man, holy fuck, hang on. Like, this is worse than the fucking sea. But it hurts, but it feels good at the same time. Just like this. Like, it hurts, but it feels good at the same time because it's the body shifting. I'm fighting with the Father. Because the Father's so goddamn well fucking set in his ways. I heard so many shit I wouldn't want to have to be heard. Believe me, my sister said that to me. Well, I don't want to do it, don't do it. What am I to come on, a little bit harder. These things are what the heck's a quit. I said, oh my here we go again. Oh my Jesus. What did they do? Ow, ow. Oh my gosh. Oh my crap. How dare you make me feel it in pain? Ow! Ow! Oh my gosh! That's a workout in the belly. Holy. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Yeah, the old man is very crazy, isn't he? Ow! Oh, God dang. What am I on? I'm on spirit. What is so? Oh! Таке море. Ужас. И си мушкайською. Ето тури огромно. Ooh. Yep, I'm out of the fucking over theories. Oh my goodness, like this is live real. Oh Jesus. Holy crap. See, I can have fun with myself. Oh my gosh. See, oh, once I said that, man. What was it to be humiliated? Oh, holy crap. Woo, a lot of clear. Go on there. I feel like I'm wheezing. What a hell of a you should. Oh, yeah. I didn't like that. I mean, whatever was in my soul right now, I have told it. I'm not sure if it's something that would imply something more about yesterday. Holy shit. Gonna sit that ice to get what did I receive? Sorry. Ishkakaisaka. Ya tatay, kung kuhisete, hulmaya, ranmoya, nisipusya. Kusumana! Eroyansu! Nakalimutikiyay! You're like, what? This is what you call a channeling session. What is it over the gun? See, someone just tried to attack it, just like before. Ti ha tolto pure chi era il suo comune. Renowned spirits just and you know, this is a spiritual spirit. I'm telling you. So dice con la pata che Okotoye! See, people will look at me strange in different ways. If you understand how waves move, okay, through Wi-Fi, through the air, through what have you, okay, your wires, they have wave, but they're really static. So the waves, right now, I'm looking at body waves, brain waves. Okay, brain waves are just go, brain waves circulate to others. So what you think you can do, you actually reflect others. It's the brain waves. It's where you sometimes it's opened when you're experiencing others, right? Confuse you. Sometimes it's because you can relate to the situation or an experience or feeling. So it goes through the mind, but you feel it through the heart, and those are the waves. So that's why sometimes if somebody is anxious or uneasy, and somebody else walks in the room and they're calm, if they can push the waves toward that person, it's like an expansion, which is, some say more, okay? But it's more of a spirit. Like the spirit is the force, okay, in many ways, because you have the aura, and that's the first part of what you perceive space, okay, and then you have a spirit which it's inside, but it goes outside and experiences outside that, because spirit is in the so it becomes that it's like a wave, but your force field protects you from more of a negative wave that balances your blood. A thought will either balance it or put it out of balance. But when you have that conversation and see that both sides have something to offer, say about geniuses, most geniuses, they're both sides of their brain. It's different when the like okay, going outside of the brain is where the brain not just connects with itself, but feels every pulse of its system, which is including your perception. There's not just the sight, not just sight, taste, smell, and hearing, but it's how you see it, the perception of it. That's when you're going through parts of your mind and into your body because you're not just seeing it, you're actually feeling and experiencing it to understand it. Like, but you're hitting me, huh? Elle était così, oh, questo è tutto, mi guarda. You see, my soul's journey is here to experience it, understand it, and help others to do it. Even if I do look like a raging lunatic. Okay, here we go. You know that song? It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. Well, this one is actually, it's raining, it's pouring, the old man is sad. Even if that didn't, because the father can be much like a child, but it depends on what type of child. Because look at our inner child. Because I'll tell you, that's where you go is by looking at your inner child, and then you'll understand your children and your grandchildren. Growing up, children need parents, but they also need their parents to be like a friend that they can confide in. Like as parents, some of us like when we grow up, we want to like some people don't want their kids around, and others they want their grandkids around all the time. And I don't see. I just like the parents that don't want their children around, their grandchildren around. I question one, they are the children of your children, so if you, it's like I want to see the broken next to me. He was sitting on his mom's lap, and when he was watching his cousins on the feeding them, when he watched his cousins on theirs, he started crying. He was very mature about it because he said, "I am grateful." But he's seen the unfairness, and this kid was about 5, 6. That was where there was favoritism, and that's something that I confront. People say, "Well, that's not being grateful." It's not about not being grateful. It's about observing favoritism, and then you wonder why. See, many people have that on their mind, but they won't voice it for fear of the backlash or ridicule of them for voice. I told someone the other day that I would tell somebody if they smell like that, they might get offended by it, but I'd still tell them, and I would expect someone to tell me politely if I stink. It's not about another person that they smell. It's when you tell them that you're actually doing a service, even if it but hurts them or hurts the ego aspect of them that will get offended by it. Because, like I said, I would want someone to tell me if I smell. Sickness. Like I said before, some people are like you're not really like it's like not that you're not ready. You're not expecting what you observe unless you watch the and still because it's like the different. It's me, but it's different aspects of me, different parts of my spirit, and others' spirits too, because it's like therapy, spirit. I told like when I talk to I don't talk to them like they're a client. I talk with them as that version of them. So I come off if I'm sometimes when I'm doing it because that's to find out what it is that you're holding onto. So I have to be, it's like I become that shadows for you and you have that conversation with yourself. So it's a different type of way of doing it, but it actually helps to put it out because I get you to verbalize it, even if it happens, if it's that part where it pisses you off and makes you think and you hate me for it. That's why I said when you have PTSD, it's spirit's way of telling you it's time to move. It's time to see what you don't want to see. Feel, hear, experience. And I don't mean that, but I mean just inside the body so that you can move through it. That's why I get those surge, like it's just like the whole vibration because it's like it's all moving up. And then sometimes I do that when I do this, it actually feels good because it's moving. It's moving the energy. It's moving the energy. So, you know, and if you want to know with regards to when you see your people in high places or even just other people will sit with their hands like this, okay, they're doing a board trip, okay? And what it does is it centers the person into the channel because you're connecting both sides. It's the current. Come on, man. Let's do it again. Get it over with. What's the problem? The spirit is exactly what I'm talking about. It's local, right? And it could do pretty clear. It's like shit. The collectors got one awful fucking beef with each other. Here we go. Remember seeing that video of Donald Trump up there? Does this remind you of an Wonder One? Seriously. Dang. Oh, Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty, when, okay, it would be Aaron Baxter who would, or Evan, Evan Baxter, okay, who later became the one for Evan Almighty, the next version. And he was the reporter that Jim Carrey wanted to draw, the banker. Okay, so when Jim Carrey became God And Jim Carrey went into the room and he was watching the guy while he was doing his live, and he made him speak funny. See? To try to humiliate him. But humiliation feels good, man. Come and join me for a while. Parece que vamos a dar isso. Oh, nossa, que oi. How dare you be saucy, girl? The big head has spoken. What is it? What was he going like? Ja. Kiesa tariki muta esha kuehana. Hortisia. I think they're in neutral corners right now. Oh, God damn. You know, like I said, I may look like a raging lunatic and I may look like a fool, and people may think that I should feel humiliated or feel foolish or what have you. I don't care. Okay. I don't work for you and I don't work for your system. I work with spirit. Yep. But I will do my best to help you with things. But it's that part of don't expect somebody else to bear your cross and carry it. It's time to pick up your cross and start walking and do a lot of fucking thinking along the way. And with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings. Most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self, be true to yourself, be kind to yourself, and know that you have more strength than you can comprehend. It's like just because something's hard, it doesn't mean you can't accomplish it. Have a great one.